Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're heading to the Himalayas.
Oh, yeah, to Sikkim.
Exactly, Sikkim. And I know you're really fascinated by this region, especially when it comes to its commitment to the environment.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really, like you said, it's nestled right in the Himalayas,
Right.
bordered by Bhutan, Nepal, and Tibet.
Mm.
It's a place where the mountains aren't just a backdrop. They're like woven into the culture.
Yeah, and that makes me think about, you always talk about biogeography,
Right.
how much the geography of a region really influences every aspect of life.
Well, sure.
And I imagine Sikkim is kind of like a perfect example of that.
Oh, definitely.
You've got everything from lush rainforests
Yeah.
to those, high altitude meadows and all kind of watched over by
Right.
Kanchenjunga, the third highest peak in the world.
Yeah, exactly. The third highest. And, it's so much more than just a mountain there.
Right.
For the people of Sikkim, it really holds deep spiritual significance.
Wow.
It influences their cultural practices, their worldview. It's really central to their identity.
Hmm. Now, Sikkim is also home to this really incredible mix of cultures.
Hmm.
What are some of the things that stand out to you about that kind of cultural tapestry of the region?
Well, you've got this blend of Tibetan, Nepali, Bhutia, Lepcha, and then a number of other indigenous communities.
Yeah.
And they all come together to create this really unique cultural landscape.
Yeah.
And it's reflected in their architecture, festivals, the food, even the languages.
Wow.
They have multiple languages spoken throughout the state.
It's amazing. Now let's talk about sustainability, because I know that's something that's really important to you
Yeah.
and something that Sikkim is a real pioneer in.
Mm-hmm.
They made this really groundbreaking decision to embrace 100% organic farming.
Mm.
What do you think were some of the key factors that made this transition possible for them?
Well, I think it was a few things.
Yeah.
You had a strong political will, you had the community really engaged and behind it, and then also just a deep understanding that the environment and well-being are completely interlinked. You can't separate them.
Yeah, and I imagine there were some challenges along the way as well,
Oh, yeah.
making that transition.
There were definitely challenges, especially when it came to things like market access in the beginning.
Right,
And, sometimes initially yields were a bit lower,
right.
but they really had this long-term vision,
Yeah.
and they stuck to it.
Well, and it's a testament to that commitment, I think,
Mm-hmm.
that it's been so successful. Now, for anyone listening who loves adventure and the outdoors, Sikkim seems like a paradise.
Oh, it is.
What are some of the must-see spots?
You've got Samo Lake, which is so serene.
Yeah.
Then you have Nathula Pass. It's just breathtaking.
Yeah.
And then the Rumtek Monastery, that gives you a real glimpse into the spiritual side of Sikkim.
Mm.
And then for biodiversity, Kanchenjunga National Park, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's just amazing.
So it seems like what we have in Sikkim is this really amazing mix of incredible geography,
Right.
this vibrant, rich, and diverse culture,
Mm-hmm.
and then this really, pioneering spirit when it comes to protecting the environment.
Absolutely. And it really makes you think,
Yeah.
Knowing everything that they've achieved there with organic farming, with conservation,
Right.
how could that model be applied to other regions that are facing those environmental challenges?
It's a great question.
Yeah, it's something to ponder.
Yeah, and maybe as our listeners learn more about Sikkim, they can think about that too.
Absolutely.
Well, Sikkim really does sound like a hidden gem
It is.
waiting to be discovered.
Sure.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.